Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between EverZtelecoM and Barcode on Ulrena. In the top left of the map we have the red Zerg player representing Ever, it is Telecom. And in the bottom left of Ulrena we have the blue Protoss player representing Storm Gaming, it is Barcode. And I'm pretty sure this was held on the Korean ladder GM level game here, submitted to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. And let's get right on into it. So PvZ on this map, haven't cast a whole lot of this matchup on this particular Ulrena. Done a lot of ZVT, a bunch of ZVZ as well, and just recently a PvP. However, my Zerg versus Protoss on this map has not been super consistent. But again, this is a map we'll see a lot, as is an official ladder map, as well as tournament map for StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And in the meantime, look at this. Telecom actually going for a spawning pool first here with no gas. He just wants to get Lings out and do some punishment here. And it looks like it is a gateway expand from Barcode. This might actually work for Telecom. Immediately going for Zerglings and a Queen. He's going to go for that third pair of Lings. He does. 6 Lings now. The probe is here though, and Barcode scouts it perfectly. Sees no gas. Sees the pool. Says, alright, I know it's coming. Lings are on the way. It is time for me to run for my life because Lings are out. Tries to juke him a little bit, but nope. The Lings are going to chase it down and probably kill it. Although if the probe provided a distraction for these Lings, it might be doing a service here to the Protoss player Barcode. But taking an expansion behind it, Telecom isn't making this a completely an all-in. And chasing it down, chasing it down, chasing it down. Are they going to get the probe? I think they are. Cybernetics core coming up, but this is not a complete wall. Lings are going to get in. Oh, the probe manages to survive. The Lings checked for the Nexus, and there wasn't one. And, woo, clutch pylon just in time. But the Zealot pops out on the wrong side. It's going to try to take down as many Zerglings as it can before it gets dragged down to its death. The Zealot dies. The Lings are still alive. There are 4 of them. Chrono boosting out another Zealot. What was, no. Chrono boosting out an Adept. A much better choice here, I think, for the Protoss player. The Lings are going to rage against these buildings for as long as they want, but there's no way they're getting through. There's not enough DPS on these Lings to take down this gateway and this cyber core. What is Telecom doing back at home? Droning up, basically. Getting drones, getting queens, getting that second hatchery. Really slowed down the economy, going that spawning pool first. I'm not sure if enough damage was done. The Adept killing 1 Ling and almost killing another one. The 3 remaining Lings from their hit squad forced to retreat in shame, and just make sure this Nexus doesn't come up anytime soon, because the Adept has to break down this wall, and Adepts only do 10 damage to buildings and non-light units. You'll notice how slowly this HP is going down, and the attack speed is not that high either. However, you can get the Resonating Glaives upgrade at the Twilight Council, which increases the attack speed of Adepts by 45%, so Protoss players, keep note of that upgrade. It is pretty darn good. It increases the DPS of Adepts exponentially. Actually, I don't think it's exponential, technically. Math majors, let me know. Stargate coming up for our Barcode Protoss player, and a Spine Crawler, Defensive Spine, coming up for Telecom. He's worried about a counterattack, I think. He is droning up like crazy. He sacrificed one of his drones to make a Spine Crawler just to make sure he doesn't die, which is kind of the main goal here. These Lings are going to start going after the... Nope, they're on hold position, and the Adepts are going to take them down that much more easily that way. Every single Ling going to die. Going to try to kill this probe? No. Not going to happen, and a Nexus now coming up. A little bit later than Barcode wanted it to come up, and way after this hatchery from Telecom. So the opening for Telecom, not bad. I'm going to have to say, it was not terrible. Anyway, an Oracle is coming out of that Stargate here for Barcode. We'll see if he can get any kills off. Lings and Queens are the order of the day for Telecom. Can he hold this off? There is a Queen getting that Creep Tumor. No, not able to get the Creep Tumor. Does actually manage to finish in time. Spine getting a couple pokes off, and Psionic Transfer being used. The Adepts Psionic transferring their way past that Spine. They can't take damage. While that's happening, 1, 2, and 3, and... Oh, I thought this one got canceled as well, but no. Getting chased down. Is it going to die? The Lings are chasing it. Can they actually kill this Adept? It's so close, but no. The Adept lives with 3 hit points. 3 hit points there. 3 Queens is enough. These Adepts are in a lot of trouble. An Oracle up here making trouble as well for Telecom. Immediately a Spore goes down, but it is a little bit too little and too late. And most of those Adepts got cleaned up, I think, because the Oracle was busy this way. Oh, the Oracle does get picked off, though, by the Queen. with 6 drone kills. So pretty good. I think 6 drone kills is probably the minimum an Oracle needs to get in order to make itself viable and part of the Protoss army. So well done indeed, Little Oracle, getting rid of that worker count. It's 36 to 29. It was higher than that, so you kind of even the count. Lings run on in. Slow Lings, man. So bad. Just completely getting destroyed there. Is that another Oracle? It is. Barcode is not giving up, making a robotics facility and a Twilight Council at home. Because if you have Stalkers, you need Blink Stalkers, and I think that's what that will be for our Protoss player. Oracle swinging around and trying to find a good area to poke in here, but the presence of the Spore Crawler and a single Queen working in tandem is enough to kind of hold this off. Queen shots everywhere. Can this Oracle survive? It does. Oracle barely survives with 25 hit points. Indeed, a third hatchery coming up here for EverZtelecoM. And this Overlord is getting tickled to death by a sentry. Will it die? I think there's enough room down here for it to escape for the time being. Oracle hanging out, recharging its energy. Going to use the Pulsar Beam ability. And Queen going to chase it off again. The Queen Spore Crawler combination is pretty lethal for Oracles. If there's not a Spore Crawler there, they're a lot more effective, as that first Oracle was. But once the Spores are out, any future Oracles might have a little bit of trouble making that happen here. Zealots and Adepts. Hey, look, Zealots! Actually making Zealots for an attack. Well done, Barcode. Coming on in. Wants to take out more Creep Tumors. Can't. There's not an Observer here. 2 Spine Crawlers. Does the Oracle survive? Yes, it does. With 4 hit points. There have been a lot of close calls for units in this game. Let me tell you what. Either way, Ravagers are morphing in. Blink is definitely being researched by Barcode. It's 87 to 72 total supply in favor of the Zerg player. 43 to 43 Harvesters, though. That is not where the Zerg wants to be. A third Nexus coming up as well. And Oracle going to go for some more worker kills. It just gets shot by Queens when it comes in. I'm not sure what the point of this is exactly. Not really using Revelation. Not using Stasis Ward. I think maybe Stasis Ward in these chokes would be a good idea. I really do. Either way, Ravagers, Roaches coming on in. What does Barcode have? Not a good composition with Zealots and Adepts and Sentries. One of the Ravagers does die. Good force field trapping it up against there, but the Roaches are just melting those Zealots. They also do well against Adepts in these numbers, and Sentries they just destroy. So I think more units are going to have to come in here. An Immortal is on the way, just about to finish for Barcode. That's going to be very useful against this Roach-heavy composition. And yep, Photon Overcharge comes up on 2 of the pylons, enough to chase away the Roaches. And are they going to kill a Roach? No, the Roach survives in the grand tradition of this game with 3 hit points. Coming on in, they're going to try to kill this Nexus now. They're like, alright, if you're not going to come to us, then we'll come to you. This Oracle using Pulsar Beam, nothing here can shoot up. It is trying to kill Roaches, trying to kill Ravagers, actually doing a fairly good job of it. Forcing this army back here as well. This Oracle has enough energy to Pulsar Beam for quite a long time. Really focusing on the Ravager count here. For some reason, the Adepts are trying to cut off these Roaches, cut off these Lings, and they do get the cutoff. The Lings are melting almost immediately. Oracle killing Roaches. That's not something you see every day. A small attack of Lings trying to come in and finish off this Nexus. Stalkers warping immediately and try to take it down. The entire Zerg army is cleaned up here. Are there enough Stalkers to get rid of these Lings before they kill the Nexus? I'm not sure that they are, but the Oracle helping out. Look at that, using Pulsar Beam to great effect, just melting them Lings. 16 kills on that Oracle. I'm not sure what the maximum number of kills I've ever seen on an Oracle is, but it's got to be around there. That is a hero Oracle for sure. I believe it is a Master. Indeed, the rank is Master. Overlord coming in just to scout things on out. Production tab shows +1 missile attack, as well as muscular augments and +1 carapace. On the way for Telecom, resonating glaives and a robotics bay coming up for Barcode. So I kind of like this composition of Sentry, Stalker, Immortal, but no disruptors. Strangely enough, CPPs usually have a lot of disruptors, but not today. This Oracle, is it the Master? It is, with 16 kills. Getting rid of this creep spread that Telecom has worked so hard to bring all the way down. Coming down this side of the map as well, more creep tumors at the same time. But again, you don't really want to go through this choke. It's just such an intimidating thing to do. Roaches, Hydras seem to be the order of the day here for Telecom. He's getting Burrow as well. I do not see Burrow move, but there is Burrow. 12 Roaches in production, 137 to 109 total supply. Telecom is absolutely up at this point. APM 192 overall, currently 240, 300, 200 for these players. Just really fast. I wish I could play this fast, but honestly, I don't think that I can. Stasis Ward being put up. Have you seen a Stasis Ward before? Traps nearby enemies in stasis for 21 seconds. It is permanently cloaked. and in stasis units cannot be attacked or attack. Here comes a push from two sides, though. Telecom, look at this with the pincer movement. Pretty good force fields, keeping those Hydras out of range. Trying to attack backwards, kiting back. One of the Immortals does end up falling. Photon Overcharge being used as well to drive the army back here. And Telecom does not like the terms of the engagement. And we'll back onto the creep. Again, the creep is almost touching this third base right now. That is not something any player wants to see. Ah, Warp Prism. Oh, not Warp Prism. Stasis Ward being taken down by some Hydras there. Reinforcing Roaches. Oh, force fielding out these units. Make sure they can't join in on the attack. They really want to get this Nexus. It is very low on health. You'll notice here. Backing up to the creep again, introducing more creep tumors here. I like the creep queen down here. It's very nice indeed. With these Immortals and rallying Roaches. No rallying Roaches. What are you doing? 6 kills on that Immortal. 9 kills on that Immortal. Again, attack from two sides. Good force field, keeping those units away. Only dealing with one army at once. Purification Nova killing a Roach or two. Guardian Shield coming up at the same time. Photon Overcharge once again from the bottom side, forcing Telecom to get out of there. I don't think he really wanted to engage at all. +2/+2 now on the way for Telecom for those ranged units. And Barcode spending money well. 58 to 62 Harvesters has been able to hold on to this third base. And now mounting an offensive, going after these creep tumors, killing Overlords. At the same time, Templar Archives on the way. And a Spire coming up for EverZtelecoM as well. Huh, haven't seen Spires except for Corruptors. I guess it could be some Corruptor harassment. I'm not entirely sure what we're seeing there. Gravitic Drive coming up for Barcode as well. He plans on using some of those Warp Prisms that have been made so popular by people like Whiteraw. Double expanding now is EverZ. I was going to say, it's been a while since he's expanded. This 3 base can't last forever. Pretty much getting mined out here in the main. Very, very low on the mineral count there. Those Bird Roaches finally get discovered and retreat for their lives. Is the Stalker count enough to deal with Mutas, I wonder? They do have +1 attack, which is good. +2 attack being researched, as well as +2 armor. Yep, +2 armor there. Spinecrawler gets a kill. No kill on that one. Oh, poor Spinecrawler wanted to do something, but wasn't able to do it. And retreating back to the safety here of his own base is Barcode. Changeling. Did it get spotted? Yep, Barcode knows Changelings when he sees them. If I can't control them, they are Changelings, he says. Pro tip for those Protoss among you this day. Boom. Clearing a path again, pushing up across the middle of the map. Oh no. Okay, pushing a little bit across, but look at this army, top, bottom, top left and right for Telecom, and no, Barcode decides to back on out. Says, you know what, I'm going to wait for this creep to recede. And what is he doing? Archons. Okay, so he did make Templar, High Templar rather, but decided to turn them into Archons instead of using Storm. I'm not sure about that, but look at this. Mutas are in production. Guardian Shield coming up as well, and here comes Telecom from all sides, getting us around here. Purification Nova's killing a ton of the ground army, but there are a lot of Mutas in the air here. Archons desperately trying to find somewhere to attack, but can't quite do it. There we go, finally getting in on the battle. Forced to retreat here is Barcode in the face of all of these Mutas. Immortals being taken down. Archons trying to do splash damage. They can, killing some Mutalisks there, but maybe not as much. Archon again doing 43 damage versus Biological. Does get evaporated by the Roach Hydra Muta army. Coming on in 26 Lings and 2 Mutas in production. That +1 flyer is on the way. Still very slow upgrade for Telecom, and retreating back home here is Telecom. He defended his bases. That's exactly what he needed to do. He didn't want to let the Protoss player get on up here and cause him trouble. The creep spread was destroyed, but again, it delayed the army enough time for the Mutas to come out. That's exactly what the Protoss here was trying to do, is get up there before additional units showed up, but the delay was enough, and the Mutas are heading out on their own now. And looks like they might try to do some attacks on this 4th base based on their angle. They're checking to see if there are bases here, and there are. Going after pylons. Blinkstalkers coming on and going to chase them away. Don't even get a single pylon there. Mothership Core might be good to just kind of patrol back and forth between these bases and use Photon Overcharge. But here comes the rest of the army. Lings wrapping around on top of everything. The Mutalisks refusing to go away. Roaches and Hydras from the left side, burning through those Adepts on the front lines. The Stalker count doing what it can to chase away those Mutas. A lot of them are very, very low on health, but the Hydras in the back are doing a ton of damage to these Stalkers. Again, they are +1, +2. A pretty big shot there by the Disruptor. Gets 3 of them. The remaining Hydra count is down to 3. Photon Overcharge coming up should be enough to deal with the remaining hiders, and indeed it is. +3 attack. On the way for Barcode, EverZtelecoM continuing to make Mutalisks, getting Carapace. Level 1 here. Alright, I like that, making his Mutas a little bit more tanky. But again, the army is very, very small right now for Barcode. If we look at the units tab, he has 8 Stalkers, 2 Disruptors, and that is it. It is 150 to 84 total supply. Telecom in a pretty darn dominating position right now, if you ask me. Having all the gas income in the world right now. 1,000 gas compared to 600, 700 for the Protoss player. 85 Harvesters, 259 in favor of Telecom as well. A Ling run by, just ignoring Stalker fire. Muta's running in from the right side, trying to see if there's a base here. Not yet, but there will be soon. The Lings running past the Zealots. Oh, they thought they were holding the line, but they weren't. They're still on hold position, actually killing so many probes. Here at this base, there aren't many probes here, but every single one of them is going to fall. Is this? Oh, it is a base coming up. And there are Mutas right here. Does Telecom notice? I don't know if he notices, but some Zealots warp in just at the right second. Pretty much kill the remainder of these. No, the Zerglings get another probe kill before they finally die valiantly. And the Mutas recognize this is a base. They go after the probe. Are they going to get a kill on this Nexus? They are. The army's way out of position. There aren't enough units to kill it. Oh, no. It doesn't even cancel the Nexus. Not even a cancel. Ouch. That hurts. Stalkers, come on in. Try to shoo away the Mutas. Pesky, pesky Mutas. Get out of our side of town here. A roach attack down through the narrow cleft. Narrow cleft. Narrow choke. Narrow choke. You're going to try to go in and try to kill some stuff. There's a single disruptor here. Can it kill all of these roaches? The answer is, whoa, most of them. 6 of those roaches. Only 5 are left. 6 rather. There are 6 left here. They're going to chase down the disruptor and kill the thing that killed their friends. And they do end up getting it. Revenge is sweet. Muta's just on top of this whole army. Blinkstalker army. Is it enough? The Mutas do not care. They're going after these units. Taking some casualties. Pretty good micro there by Barcode, getting rid of them. The roaches are still alive. Stalker's trying to deal with them. Purification Nova does not actually hit anything there. Stalker versus Roach. Who is going to win? Oh, Lurkers are now on the field. Infestation Pit on the way as well. Lings come up to clear the way for these Lurkers, getting rid of that cannon. Exactly what they needed to do. Lurker burrowing, none of them dying before they burrow. Purification Nova killing 2 of the Lurkers, though, and being forced to retreat once again. The Lurker spines are just so damaging. 36 damage versus armored, which is what buildings and Stalkers are. Blinking on top of the army here is Barcode, taking care of all the roaches, but he doesn't have any detection here. He can't get rid of the Lurkers, and that is it. A GG from Barcode. Barcode's defeated, Telecom's victorious, and Barcode has left the game. Well, hey, actually, Telecom hasn't. There we go. Now Telecom has left the game. He was able to kill that disruptor, so his life was complete. Deep breath on that one. Non-stop ZVP there. Do a quick stretch here, and we'll kind of analyze the game. I really feel like the turning point for that came when Barcode did make a push up here. He got attacked from all 3 sides. It kind of scared him. He held his own fairly well, but was forced to retreat. And I don't think he actually made it past this point the whole rest of the game. These bases for Telecom were allowed to run on their own, get all the gas income they needed, get all the mineral income they needed, able to throw down production and technology structures here as much as Telecom wanted to do. And there was nothing that Barcode did about it. No Warp Prism type harass, no Oracles coming in again after the early part of the game where he did a lot of damage to Telecom. He just wasn't able to get across that side of the map again, and that was pretty much it. The Archons didn't work out like he thought. He kind of gave up on that tech. He tried to make it happen with pretty much per Blinkstalker, which is not going to work at all against a Zerg who's had this much time to tech up. The Lurkers were a great choice by Telecom. Got them in for the finishing blow in pairs, attacking multiple spots at once. These guys this guy ended up with 10 kills. That was worker kills, I think. Units lost. 35 probes died in this game compared to 7 for Telecom. Telecom lost 14,600 minerals, 6,200 gas, and Psystorm's Barcode lost 13,900 minerals and 5,900 gas. So surprisingly, I feel like Barcode is more cost effective, but in the end, the extra bases really came into play, and as too many workers were lost, it was 87 to 25 workers at the end in favor of Telecom, and he tapped out. So well played indeed by both of these players. Again, GM on the Korean server is insane. I want to cast more of these for sure in the future, and I hope you'll join me. So this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you for watching, and you take care of yourself.